All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode two. This is, I think, a couple weeks later. When did we do this
Yes.
last? 27th?
It's been about 2, 3 weeks.
Yeah, because I just uploaded it today. It's gonna upload for next Saturday. So,
And
yeah, welcome.
everyone's going
Well,
to love it.
yes, everyone's going to love it. We don't know. We don't have any comments to answer today, so we'll probably do that for the third one, which we'll talk about at the end of today's episode. Um. Anyways, so last time we did Shine 5 and we loved it. We loved the show.
It was
Uh,
great.
yes, wonderful. Pay for it on WWN. It's in the uh, description of the last video. But in that episode, we decided we're going to do June 7th, 2005. Technically, it was broadcasted on June 9th, but the show happened on the 7th, so it makes more sense to me. So that's what we're going for. This was before ECW One Night Stand 2005. They were building up to that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I remember about this episode, other than Redacted being on it. We'll explain who Redacted is. This also had a weird storyline, but that will be when we get into this episode. Are you ready to get into this, or do you have a rant you want to go on?
Oh, I'm absolutely ready. I hope you're ready. Because
All right.
boy, have I got some takes to spew.
Yeah. So, I do have a hot take during this too, and I don't know if you're gonna like it or not.
Oh,
We'll get to
oh.
that. We'll get to that. So we start off the show. There was a dope intro for SmackDown. I don't remember exactly what happened. It wasn't like anything special. We have a draft lottery promo from Teddy Long. And we recapped John Cena going to Raw. Excuse me, with the WWE Championship. Um, there's a lot of Raw recaps, which I find weird for a brand split. That might just be me. Um, yeah. So JBL comes out and he is so upset about John Cena moving brands. So upset. Um, so he wants to know about what the championship SmackDown is going to be like, and he wants to be crowned the SmackDown champion. Um, but the first pick for but Teddy Long was like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're probably gonna have a match for that, but we do have a pick for our show tonight, and the first pick for SmackDown was redacted. Okay, it was Chris Benoit, but Chris Benoit came out, pissing off JBL obviously because it's Chris Benoit. Um, but Benoit is psyched to be at SmackDown tonight. Um, yeah, they were talking about his match with JBL's match with John Cena at some point. I think their last match was an I Quit match, and at some point, Benoit says the majority says you quit.
Ooh, that was
Yeah,
nasty.
yeah, that was cold. That was cold. Not the coldest thing he's done, but
Not by a long shot.
and if he's come off as insensitive, I'm sorry. It's such a low hanging fruit. We just have to grab it.
I'm just saying, if he didn't want to be made fun of, shouldn't have did it. Pretty easy not to do, redacted activities.
Well. The theory is that he had CTE. So could he really help it?
And that is a debate for another day.
Yeah, that's not what this episode's about. But JBL goes on about hating ECW and Kansas City, and their arena football team apparently. Um, and JBL gets in Chris Benoit's face about this whole ECW thing, him siding with ECW. Says, "You siding with ECW will be the worst mistake of your life." And my dad, watching this in the living room with me, told me, and I quote, "Not the worst decision of his life."
I was just about to say, second worst mistake of his life.
Yeah, we're gonna try to stop with the Chris Benoit jokes as much as we can, unless Mr. P has anything.
Oh, I no promises.
What do you have anything you want to say right now?
I hate to agree with a maniac, but I think he's right. You shouldn't sign with ECW. That's company treason right there.
Company treason. All right, fair enough. Yeah. So in between this promo, JBL and Benoit is set up for the main event. Um, JBL tries to go for a cheap shot, fails, and gets hit with a what's it called? Crippler crossface. Um, and in the next segment, well, do you have anything about this Crippler crossface guy?
A triplet crossface guy. Man, that guy owes me some money. I will say, it's a badass finisher. It's a really great
It
submission
is.
move.
It is. I really like it. I like when Daniel Bryan stole it.
Did it better.
You're not wrong. Anyways, we have a recap of the last week's SmackDown where Kurt Angle's doing some questionable things on the show. We'll get into that storyline later. Um,
Mm.
you can tell Vince booked this.
And yeah, this was Vince's pet project. It has to be.
Yeah,
He
say
has to have wrote the entire show with no other writers.
see, we can say all we want about Triple H's booking right now, how it's predictable, how it's kind of boring right now. Um, he didn't do this shit.
For good reason.
Yeah, for good reason, for good reason. But we get a, anyways, next we get a commercial for ECW One Night Stand on pay-per-view, and we go into our next match with Carlito, and I just have in my notes Carlito with a exclamation point. But the first
Dude,
match,
me too.
I love Carlito, I miss him. Um, yeah, this first match is Carlito versus Charlie Haas, and the first note I have is that Charlie kind of reminds me of Chad Gable.
Really.
Yeah, he kind of has the physique of him. I think he might have been like an amateur wrestler at some point, but I don't know. I'm just guessing because
You,
Sheldon was
you
if he was
know,
on Team Angle.
I never thought about that, but you could be right. I never really got into Charlie Haas.
Yeah, I only
My
know
only
him
note
through.
is Carlito exclamation point. He's back, and then Charlie Haas is a fuckface.
Why is Charlie Haas a fuckface? What did he do?
I couldn't tell you why. I couldn't tell you, but what? Who the fuck? I didn't even remember he was a wrestler until I saw this match. It was like, whoa, I remember that guy somehow.
In your defense, all I knew of him was Team Angle and the World's Greatest Tag Team, and those are basically the same tag team.
Career highlight.
Yeah. Negative about Charlie Haas. He got hit in the back of the neck and then fell backwards. Did you notice that?
Charlie Haas is a fuckface.
Yeah, I understand wrestling's hard, right? And I respect the passion. Obviously, I'm making a whole fucking podcast out of it. But you got hit from the back, like this, and then you fell backwards.
Well, hold up a minute. Do you know how hard you'd have to be hit to fall backwards?
Yeah, you'd have to be hit from the fucking front.
Not if you're
He
Charlie Haas, man.
with your logic, he got hit so hard in the back, like from the back on the back of the neck, that he fell
Correct.
backwards. How the fuck does that work?
Yes. The
How
force
does that?
was so intense it pulled. It was like a black hole. Like how a black hole is so like it condenses down so much that punch was so dense and strong it pulled him down. I don't want to hear this Charlie Haas slander. All right, he took a
You didn't
nasty
even
hit.
like
It's
him
a
two
miracle he
seconds
got back
ago.
up.
You didn't even like him till 2 seconds ago.
Listen,
You
real
called him
recognize real.
fuckface. Anyways, yeah. So someone was growling during this match, but I don't remember who, and I found it weird.
Okay, I thought I was like tweaking when I heard that. I thought it was like an audio glitch.
No, 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 no. It was very evident. I think it was Haas, wasn't it?
God, I hope not, because that's not making the fuckface accusations any lighter.
But there was some growling throughout the match. Overall, the match wasn't bad. But it had some decent wrestling, but there were some weird moments. Shit, I didn't
And it
write
was a
down.
really quick match too. It was really
Yeah,
fast paced and really quick overall.
yeah, I think like two, three-fifths of the matches on here, like out of five matches, they were like relatively like short. I think under like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, this one was under 5.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I forgot to write down ratings for these matches, by the way. So
You
I'm probably
son
just
of a
gonna come up.
bitch.
I'm gonna come up with them on the spot. Anyways, so we get throughout the match. The very end, we got a death by roll up for Carlito. Um, and Carlito won the match.
As he should.
You know,
He is the superior wrestler.
yeah. But right as that happened, I don't want to call it a brawl because it's not really much of a brawl. It was just like a sucker punch from who was the guy Charlie Haas was with?
You know, I didn't write that down. It was
I
like
didn't write that
Matt
down
something,
either.
I believe. It was like I think Matt Morgan, maybe
No, Matt
something
Morgan
like
was
that.
was with Carlito.
Oh
I know the guy
shit, I
had
don't remember.
the guy had a familiar name. I'm gonna remember it at some point during this podcast. I'm telling you. But um, uh, Charlie Haas's tag team partner sucker punched Carlito in the face, and then they get into a small brawl before Carlito and Matt Morgan run away. Um, and there is a Raw recap right after of ECW invading. You know what? I want your opinion on something.
Hmm.
What's your opinion on invasion storylines?
I'm actually a big fan if they're done right, because I think there's a lot of potential.
I think that's fair.
Especially when you have like something I think this SmackDown did very well that you can do well with Invasion storylines is with their flashbacks and their recaps. They made it seem real gritty and violent, and they made it black and white with like really fucking epic like 2000 fucking 4 music over it. Like they did it really well, and that gets you hyped up for a match. That's something today's WWE could like learn a thing or two from.
Yeah. And like a lot of like from what I've noticed over the past couple years, a lot of those hype videos, especially on PLEs, they're put behind a paywall. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah,
So
I did not, but that makes sense.
yeah, I remember seeing something, I think it was for a Damian Priest match last year, where they had a commercial over it if you had a certain level of Peacock, but with like you had a certain level, you had a higher level of Peacock, you could see these hype videos.
That doesn't surprise me, but it doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah. Oh, capitalism, am I right? Anyways, um, yeah, so there's something about Taz. I wrote something down about Taz being sus with ECW. Is it like he's well, what happened during that segment? Because it was like right after the match, I think.
Uh, I don't think I wrote that down.
All right. Well, that's fine. Um, well, the next segment we have Heidenreich talking to Charlie. Charlie, Jesus Christ. Ow. Can you hear me fine?
What the fuck?
I hit my head with. Anyways, Heidenreich's talking to
The
Chris
ghost of
Benoit.
redacted.
Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure my mic looks fine. Okay, it's chill. Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay. Chris Benoit's talking to Heidenreich. Heidenreich is looking for a friend. I hope he
Let
finds
me
that
just
friend
say
eventually.
real quick, the idea of making a big hulking muscular man just desperate for a friend, I think, is peak comedy,
Oh
and
yeah,
I loved
yeah. Especially when you know who he teams up with.
it.
Do you know who he teams up with later?
Nope.
No, you don't. Like actually, do
I don't think.
you want me to tell you?
Later in the show.
Well, he doesn't. He's not later in the show. I mean, later, like in a couple weeks.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't think so. No, I actually don't.
Yeah, Road Warrior Animal.
Holy fuck.
hmm This was like years after Hawk died, I think.
Fuck, dude.
So
I remember
yeah,
learning about that.
yeah, Road Warrior Animal and Heidenreich were the Road Warriors for a while.
That that's
Not
that's another thing with seeing Charlie Haas and Heidenreich again. It's like fuck. I don't know about you, but having not watched the Ruthless Aggression area in fucking over a decade, it's like, God damn, I remember this guy. I can't believe I forgot him. I mean, yeah, he wasn't the like greatest or anything, but
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know a lot about Heidenreich, but he kind of entertained me this show.
oh yeah, he was great.
Yeah, but that is not the main point of the segment. The segment was to introduce Eddie Guerrero, who I didn't know this at the time was a heel. I wrote down in my notes, "Viva la Raza." Um, Also, did you hear about Eddie Guerrero Day in El Paso?
Mm-mm.
No, yeah. Well, they have a Eddie Guerrero Day in El Paso, Texas now, so pretty cool.
Like actually, that's a thing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's an
That's
actual.
cool as fuck.
Oh yeah. I think it was. I think it's set for the 11th. I don't remember. I'd had to look. You know what? You fact check me on that. I'll explain the rest of the segment. Yeah. So Eddie Guerrero is happy about Benoit coming to SmackDown, but Eddie kind of warns Benoit about um what happens to his friends or some shit like that. I know Chris Benoit was like, "Yeah, I know what happens when you have um friends or whatever," referring to Rey Mysterio, especially the fact that Eddie lost to Rey Mysterio a couple weeks back. Are you actually fact checking me, or are you just listening?
Not only did he lose to Rey Mysterio, but he can't get a win over Mysterio.
Yes, and he
And
hasn't
yes,
in
I'm
years.
fact checking you. The city of El Paso is designating November 18th as Eddie Guerrero Day.
Okay, okay, I was wrong. It wasn't the 11th. It was the 18th.
Like that's a like as of yesterday. That's fucking awesome.
Yes, I think that's very cool. I'm very happy. I was very happy to hear about that, especially writing all this down. I didn't write that down in my notes. It just came to mind. Um, yeah. So, anyways, Eddie and Benoit are at Oz. So at the next segment, there is a promo from Kurt Angle. Um, wrote down in my notes, Irv
Can you
Angle.
really call it a promo?
It's
I
very
think it was more
uncomfortable to
of
sit through.
I think it was more of audible harassment to the viewer,
Yeah, yeah.
not just the viewer either, as we will soon learn.
So, um, Kurt Angle goes on this tangent about trying to justify just groping Booker T's wife, which happened on the last show.
Kurt Angle is very passionately in love with a man's wife who does not reciprocate that love.
Yeah.
But that ain't gonna stop Kurt Angle. The Olympic gold medalist does what the fuck he wants. Unfortunately. Thanks,
Overall,
Vince.
this is a very much Vince McMahon booking. Um, he Vince has booked some good stuff. He's also booked this shit. Um, it's very uncomfortable to sit through, especially through some of the segments in his match tonight.
Like the promo is so bad. Not only is your first thought, oh shit, that's horrible. That would never, make it today. But it's like a hot damn, how much are they paying him to say this shit? Because you could tell he was uncomfortable saying it.
You know what? I got a question. I got a question actually, because of all the shit
Huh.
that like South Park's almost gotten canceled for, like as a TV show in the 2000s, how the fuck did SmackDown get away with this?
Fuck it, fine though. Must have been bringing in a lot of dough.
Who's whose dick did Vince McMahon suck?
I want to know like how Vince pitched this whole storyline to Kurt Angle, and I wonder if Angle just went along with it, or if he was just like, you know what, boss, that sounds great.
I want to imagine that Kurt Angle was like, fuck, okay, this is my job, I guess. Gotta go with it. Um, But honestly, I think the writing team at that point, which is like so used to his antics, they were just like, let's not argue with him.
I love the I don't okay, it's horrible, but I love the idea that a perverted old man's idea of fun entertainment is, oh, let me write a harassment storyline. That'll sell tickets.
I mean, I'm gonna get into the match later and say my at least. Anyways, we're gonna go to match number two. Um, Paul London versus Akio. Never heard of Akio before this.
I
I,
hadn't either.
yeah. He's a cruiserweight guy. Paul London was the cruiserweight champion at this point. This match was only 2 minutes, and
Yeah,
it was because Eddie Guerrero just started walking out there, just starting to cut a promo during the match. And he just started kicking everyone's ass in the ring, which,
he threw Paul London out of the ring 3 fucking times, and each time London hit the ground harder. I thought that shit was hilarious.
which is like, it was funny, right? It was funny. It was entertaining. Do we have to bury the cruiserweight division like that?
Well, it's Eddie Guerrero, so the answer is yes.
I mean, I guess so. Um,
Let's also touch on the fact that when Eddie interrupted the match, he came out wearing a fucking wife beater and tight jeans and boots. That motherfucker was jacked. He
oh
knew
yeah,
the spotlight was on him. He didn't give a damn.
he looked like a heavyweight. Like like
Fuck yeah, he did.
it's like I feel like he could have threw like Paul London into a fucking F5 if he wanted to.
Like, bro, I see why his heart betrayed him. That I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Nah, bro was fucking
Bro,
jacked.
bro, yeah, he was jacked. Um, yeah, I felt like heel Eddie was very, very interesting. It kind of feels like how heel Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre felt like cutting promos when they first became heel, like recently.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like that's kind of how it felt. I like that vibe though. And he did go on. Eddie did go on about that he can't beat that people think he can't beat Rey Mysterio, but he beat him before at some point. Um, oh yeah, about that match, no contest. They never finished it. Anyways,
Not only
match
did
number.
they never finished it. Whenever Eddie Guerrero came into the ring, the ref hauled ass and ran out. He never rang the bell or anything.
So technically, this match has been going on for 20 years.
20 years, and we still don't have a solid winner.
hmm hmm
It's no longer a triple threat, though.
Is it
Gotta
is
take what
Akio
you
still
can get.
alive?
I wrote down in my notes, I remember Paul London. He's awesome. Who the fuck is Akio?
I don't know.
Sorry, Akio, if you hear this.
I mean, he seemed like an interesting guy to me.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah. So we move on to match number three, question mark. With Kurt Angle versus Booker T. Um, there's a big thing before the match started about where does Taz side with this ECW WWE war. Um, and that was like when Kurt Angle came out, and then when Booker came out, like you just see he was focused, just like I'm gonna beat this man's ass legally.
He was very focused, but he still did his like goofy little entrance and had his pyro and everything, and then he just bug-eyed Angle. I thought that
Yeah,
was the funniest shit in the world.
it was funny, but it was like it fit his character. Like he still did theatrics for the people, but then he was like, I'm coming for your ass now.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that made it scarier because if a man starts being theatrical and then bug eyes me down, I might just have to shit myself.
You know what? I can agree to that. I can 100% agree to that. Yeah. So I know there was a move during the beginning of the match, which I don't think I've seen before, where it was a scissor kick, but Kurt Angle was hanging from the top rope. I thought that was sick as hell.
I can't believe you've
Um,
never seen that before. I think
I
Booker
don't
used
think
to
I've.
do it a lot. I could be wrong about that, but I know I've seen it done a lot.
Yeah, I grew up with 2011 matches, so like that, I don't remember a lot
Oh,
of Booker.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. Um, okay, are you ready for my hot take this episode?
Oh, yes.
The uppercut is a bad move for pro wrestling.
Okay. I'm gonna ask which variation of the uppercut or all of them.
All of them.
Okay,
Some of them look
uh,
good, right? Some of them look good, but they're not
they do.
genuine uppercuts. So it just makes them look bad. It's like
So
the
so you so
box
you're of the opinion that all uppercuts look bad.
most of the time. Like not all of them look bad, that they're just not like genuine uppercuts. Like they're not.
I can agree that they are not authentic, but this is pro wrestling. They don't have to be.
Yes, I understand that. They don't look realistic. This is not an uppercut. Or like you're hitting a guy with your like your bicep. Like
They
granted,
are
that
they
would still
do look
hurt.
like Popeye the Sailor Man trying to fight.
Yeah, like they look bad. Like it's not like excuse me. It's not like a boxing uppercut where it's kind of like boom. You know what I mean? Like I don't
I
know.
I I I challenge your point. The European uppercut is a very solid strike, and Randy Orton does it beautifully.
I haven't seen him
When
work
that
in.
when you see a European uppercut that slams against the guy's like bridge of the nose right at the forehead, that shit looks like it fucking hurt. I mean, it wouldn't, but it looks like it.
You know what? I'll look into the European uppercut, especially from Randy Orton, because this was just like whim of the moment. I wrote it down like the uppercuts look bad. Like Cesaro's looks fun. It looks fun to watch, especially when he's throwing the guy up in the air and it's just like boom, I caught his ass. You know what I mean? Like it looks
I
fun, but
do.
it doesn't
He
look good.
does have a great uppercut. I will also challenge you again and say the Undertaker's uppercut. That shit looked and sounded painful, and motherfuckers would just flop back on their back afterwards.
You know what?
Him being a
I'll look those
giant
up.
really helped too.
You know what? Give me a list of guys. I'll look them up in between now and next episode, and we'll challenge this at the beginning of the episode. How about
Okay, I agree with that.
that? Okay, okay. And
Put me
I'll
on
look
the
up some bad
spot though.
ones. Huh?
You'll have to look up like an uppercut compilation and find the good ones. Because the first
Yeah.
two I think of is Randy's European and then Undertaker's fucking like kill you in the throat chop.
I'll look into it. That'll be the start of the next episode. How about that? Shake hands.
Handshake, good sir.
All right. Back to the
You
match.
squeeze too hard. Don't do that again.
Back to the match. Um, yeah. Honestly, I'm saying this as someone who's in a relationship, in a very happy relationship, and would protect my partner at all costs. Why the fuck is Charmel here?
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. Like, if a man groped on my wife and pinned her in very uncomfortable ways, when I kick his ass, I'm not bringing her with me.
Yeah. Well, like this shit's televised, babe. You can watch this on TV.
Yeah, like for real.
Yeah, there's a spinneroonie during this match too. I always like a spinneroonie.
Like
Um,
thematically, it didn't make sense. How you gonna be so mad at a man? You spin a Rooney and beat his ass, but
well,
not
that's
just
how you
spin a
hype.
Rooney. There's
No, go
always
ahead.
time for a spin a Rooney. That's the counterpoint.
He's got to hype himself up. That's the point of the spinneroonie. He's got to hype himself up for the scissor kick. Or was it the bookend he did after that? It was one of those moves. Yeah, all I remember is or all I wrote down was spinneroonie and then kicks out of the scissor kick. Which honestly, people complain about kicking out of finishers a lot. There was quite a bit of that during this match. The only move that
There,
wasn't kicked out of was the only two was the bookend and the angle slam, but that's because he didn't hit the angle slam, I don't think.
he did hit the angle slam during the match. It was just weird.
Okay. Noted. I didn't know
Like
I
he didn't
didn't
spin with it. It looked kind of like he grabbed his arm, he grabbed his leg, and he went up and then kind of fell back. He didn't really like torque himself with it like usual.
fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't. I couldn't remember if he did that or not. I didn't. I know he attempted it, but I don't think he did it. But yeah, there's a rep, rep, rep bump, ref bump.
Ruff, 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 ruff. There was a ref. So like a dog wanting water. Ruff, ruff. Or like a puppy being beat.
Here. Make fun of me. Make fun of me. You know what? Hold on. Hold
Listen.
on.
Listen. That's what you keep talking about, my haircut.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm holding. Why don't you hold that
Can't
goddamn
open mic
microphone
night
right?
apparently. Here you go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Say your piece.
So the thing about my partner here, my friend, the host of this show, he's got the shittest wrestling takes I've ever heard in my.
It's not open mic night anymore. You don't get the mic.
And just like that, I lied to the audience.
Okay. Anyways, as I was trying to say before you made fun of me, there was a ref bump. Um, and during at some point during this ref bump, Angle chased Starmel before he hit Booker with a chair.
Yeah, that was fucking gnarly. That chair shot too, bro was not holding back.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable that he chased her, but I mean, I guess it kind of added to the
This whole
I don't
match,
know.
like the vibe of the whole match was weird because the commentary they were making Angle sound like a predator, which he is in this storyline. It was so fucking weird.
Yeah. So yeah, Booker won with a scissor kick, and I'm gonna say the only at least thing about this match that I have is at least the Predator didn't win.
I really expected Kurt Angle to win. I thought for sure he was going to. I was pleasantly surprised he didn't.
Yeah, same. I'm glad they didn't go that route.
And
Yeah,
let's talk about the fact that after he beat the hell out of Booker with the steel chair, which, by the way, blue steel chair, very big fan of those. After he was done beating his ass, he goes to hit him again, and Booker moves out the way. Angle hits the top rope and then fucking domes himself right in the center of the forehead. Like, he did not try to protect himself at all. It was beautiful.
all right. So next segment we have going on here. Kurt gets out of
You
the
know
ring.
what? Hold up. Before our next segment, you may not have wrote down your match ratings, but I got to give mine.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you
So,
give yours
so,
for the
so
first
the
match?
Kurt, what's that?
Did you give yours for the first match?
I did not. I thought that was a 6 out of 10, but that's just because Carlito won.
Okay, I'll say it's 5 out of 10 because of
All
Trey
right,
Boss.
fuck you. Also the fuck face. Okay, so match number 2, Paul London versus Akio, that guy. I gave that a 2 out of 10.
I'm not even gonna rate
But
that one.
I gave Eddie's promo a 9 out of 10. I mean, because he was right. He was being disrespected, and he's
You know
jacked as
what?
fuck.
Yeah, it
It
was a
was
good
just
promo.
audience insecurity. They were jealous. They were envious.
Yeah, it was a good promo. Made you it low key like brought you into his mindset a little bit. But yeah, I'm not even gonna rate that match because I don't even think it counts. They wrestled for two
It,
minutes and then got their ass beat by Eddie Guerrero.
See, it's mainly the ass beating that earned the 2 out of 10.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. What about match number three? Question mark.
Okay, so my feeling on Kurt Angle versus Booker T is I thought it started off very, very slow and boring. It was not what I expected of, hey, you grew up with my wife, let me put you in a rest hold. I thought that was an odd choice. But about
Yeah.
halfway through, when they start to pick up and hit finishers and they start to go back and forth and they're brawling and then the chairs come out, I thought that really helped it and made it like a really solid match. I gave it a
Yeah.
7.5 out of 10.
I think that's fair. I'm gonna go like 6 out of 10. You're a
I
lot more
really
lenient
enjoyed
than
the
I am.
finish.
Yeah, it was a good finish. Yeah. You're gonna be a lot more lenient than I am generally, but that's because like if a match is a 10 out of 10, it better be like I feel like this is WrestleMania main event worthy. You know what I mean?
You know what? I do like that. I like that metric.
Yeah. That's like I'm like super strict about 10 out of 10s. That's how I'm gonna be. But yeah. Okay, are we ready for the next segment now?
First, I want to ask,
Okay.
in your when you say a match is a 10 out of 10, can you think of one off the top of your head? Like, I want to see an example. Because there's a hell of a lot of 9 and 9.5s out of 10. And I can think of a whole lot of great legendary matches. But when I think of a solid 10 out of 10, like, I kind of want to see how strict you are.
For me, it has to have like good wrestling. It has to be entertaining. There has to be some sort of major storyline behind it. And and the most recent one I can think of that's been like that, and I'm thinking recent. I'm not thinking like all matches ever. I'm just thinking recently WrestleMania 40's main event. Night
Oh,
two.
I'm gonna sound like a dumbass for saying this, but that was Cody versus Roman, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The
Romani
first time or second time?
first time. Or no, second time.
Second time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Romani.
cool ass picture.
Yes. Yes, we got it at a oh what was it called? It was something in my town or the in Anderson. I
That's
say my
cool.
town. We live in the same place. Anyways, yeah, yeah. The guy was just makes them. We bought it from him. I think it was like $30. Yeah, I don't know. It was like, whatever. Um, yeah, but I feel like that's a good recent example of a 10 out of 10 match for me. Like it was
That's interesting.
entertaining. There was a storyline involved. Because if you're in wrestling, you have to be in the business for storylines. Because
I agree.
this is a very creative industry. You have to be creative. There has to be something there. It can't just be these two guys are fighting just because they booked it that way. There
Yeah.
has to be something there. Like,
No, I agree.
yeah, well, I'm trying to think of examples outside of wrestling. Like, if the Yankees win against the Dodgers this year, right? That would have been huge because they did that did that last year for the World Series, and like that's why that would have been huge. But also at the same time, the Dodgers this year, who just won the World Series, they were defending
Overrated.
this year. They had not shut the fuck up. They had not defended since, or I don't think anyone's had defended in over 2 decades. So this was a first like defense of a World Series. So so there is a storyline there that gets people involved. That's why so many people were like, "Oh, hey, this is probably one of the greatest World Series ever." So there has to be some substance there in order to get people involved, in order to get me invested, in order to get everybody else invested.
I will agree with that. I like that. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
rewatch that match to see if I agree with that.
I,
But
I,
I
I
get your concept.
yeah, I really liked that match when I watched it the first time. I'm gonna have to rewatch it because like I say that because that meets all my metrics. Like it's the one match I can think of. It meets all my metrics. There's star power behind it. There's good wrestling behind it. There's entertaining moments behind it. And it kind of was like you're just bringing out all the stars for this, which is fine with me. It's fine with me for this match. I call it a 10 out of 10, but if I decide after this it's not a 10 out of 10, then it's like whatever. I'm human. But yeah,
That's 9.9. It counts. Fuck you guys.
it's 4.5 stars. Fuck you, Dave Meltzer. Anyways,
Bro, for real. Fuck Dave Meltzer. I'll fist fight you, you old geezer.
how does Kurt Angle not have any 5 star matches? Anyways, we're gonna get off that tangent. I'm not
He's
gonna.
never given Kurt a 5-star match.
No, you know what? We'll talk about it after this because like there's so many people that he hasn't given 5 star matches, and they've had 4.5 stars, and there are people that have had more than 5 stars, but there's a lot of people that have never
What
gotten
the
five
fuck?
stars. hmm Yeah, it's
That
crazy.
hurts.
Yeah, I think Will Ospreay. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Oh yeah.
The British guy. Yeah, he has the most 5 star matches
Yeah, he's
ever.
my favorite wrestler. He has what now?
He's the most 5 star matches of anybody ever by Dave Meltzer.
He got dirt on Meltzer, I guess.
We'll see. Will said in interviews like, let's see, they don't even matter to me at this point because like right now it's just like a marketing ploy for me, which I mean is fair. Use it to your advantage, but like well, a lot of people felt like that he wasn't going to give people 5 star matches unless it was in the Tokyo Dome or Madison Square Garden, and yeah. Anyways, um, moving on to the next segment. Kurt gets out of the ring. He's talking to Taz. He wants an answer from Taz right now about his allegiance between WWE and ECW. He sits there like for a solid 2-3 minutes. It felt like he was very eerie.
Yeah, Kurt Angle just propped the chair right beside Taz and said, "Fine, you don't want to give me an answer? I'll sit here and wait."
It was like really a little awkward too because he was just sitting there like in his hands.
And
You see
wouldn't
the
even
fucking.
look at Taz. He was just watching the ring.
It was so uncomfortable for me watching this that I could see the sweat gland. Like I was paying attention to the sweat glands in his forehead, all 12 inches of it. Um, sorry, I had to make a bald joke. Um, but it gets to the point where Kurt stands up. He's like, you know what? You don't want to answer? That's fine. So starts to walk away, hits him in the head with the microphone, and then starts beating him down, and then hits him with a steel chair. My dad swears to God he didn't hit him with a steel chair, but he did. Um, and then Kurt just walks away, and they have to cart Taz off.
It hurt my soul seeing Taz get beat the fuck up like that.
Especially after this is like retired Taz, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he probably deserved it because, it's Taz, but still, it hurt.
Yeah. So next match that happens, Heidenreich versus Rory Fox. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when I first heard his name, I thought they said Rory Funk, and I was like, that don't sound right.
Uh, I thought they said Corey Fox. I,
Corey.
I've never heard of him in my life.
No, he was a jobber. He got a jobber entrance.
Ooh.
So like he wasn't contracted to the company, I don't think, unless he was in OVW or whatever their developmental was at the time. Um, yeah. So, um, Heidenreich right before the match meets a wonderful, decent aged lady. Brings her out to the ring as his manager, and he squashes Rory Fox in about 20 seconds, according to
It
YouTube.
was fast.
Yeah, that shit was fast. But right after he cuts a promo, he talks about some sort of like poem he wrote, which found really entertaining. I don't remember what he called it.
Heinrich does poetry.
I mean, he does poetry. Good for him. And he read it to this wonderful, decent age lady. I don't know her age. And that was the end of that segment.
And it
And
was
we
very
have a
beautiful poetry.
yes. So Heidenreich is very good with poetry. I wonder if he ever brought that back with his Road Warrior days. Anyways, we have a Raw rebound. I kind of like the magazines. I know why we don't do that now, but I kind of like the magazines, like especially like the Batista Triple H 3 one.
They're cultural. They bring a nice
Yes,
cultural vibe to it.
yes. Um, yeah. So right before the main event, ECW comes down to the ring. I'm trying to think of everybody that there was. It was Sandman, um, Tommy Dreamer, the Dudleys, and
But
Rhino,
yep.
along with Paul Heyman.
hmm
Heyman gets be on commentary, and we go to Benoit versus JBL. Um, yeah, so JBL comes out, and Orlando gets the Bashams, and I guess the rest of his cabinet. I liked the name of the cabinet, the Crusaders. Like I think that was really interesting.
Yeah,
Like the
I agree.
Crusaders just sounded cool, but the cabinet made sense for JBL's kind of like politicalness. Like he's very
It
Republican like.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about how Republican like he was during his inaugural feud. But anyways, this match had a lot of chops.
Oh
Have
my
you
god, it was awesome.
Matt, have you ever or
What? What did you say to me, boy?
I'm sorry, we'll cut that out. God damn it.
I think you should leave it. I think it's funny.
I get are we calling you
Call me
Matt
Mr.
now?
Pub Matt.
Mr.
Mr. Pub
Matt.
Matt. Mr. Matt
Mr.
P. The P stands for pimento. I be eating sandwiches.
God damn it. Okay, my bad, dude.
I
Mr.
didn't
P
even
had
notice until you went silent.
I noticed immediately.
I was like, what the fuck you calling me that for? The fuck I look like a Matt for? Matt with a fuck ass haircut. What the fuck you on about?
Matt's in your hair.
Hey man, fuck you.
I've heard of that joke.
I'll see you
Anyways,
in court, you some bitch.
sorry about that. Anyways, Mr. P, have you sorry, have you ever taken a chop?
I really, really want to.
That shit hurts.
I bet. His
For
JBL's chest was fucking lit up like a Christmas tree. That shit looked so red. Turn JBL into a tomato, straight up.
yes. Like Jesus Christ. I love chops, but I hate them. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm the type of guy, you put me in a wrestling ring, I will take all the chops from, like, fucking everybody.
That would be
I'll take it
really
as a
entertaining to
challenge. Oh,
watch.
you think you can cave my chest in? Try it, big boy. And then the Big Show just fucking clocks me.
You know, everyone wants to talk about Gunther having the worst chops. The Big Show. Like imagine those big meaty mitts. Just
Bro's got fucking baseball mitts bigger than my head, and they gonna slam into my chest cavity? Ugh.
d- I think that's why Kofi's chest is the way it is.
I can understand why, dude.
Like no diss to Kofi. No diss to Kofi. He's a wonderful wrestler. Bless his heart. Like I think I
Bless that
seen the story for
motherfucker's
that.
soul.
Yeah, I think I seen the story for that. Like the Big Show had chopped him one time, and that caused his chest to kind of cave in.
Oh man.
Yeah. Um, my next note is Canadian goes for the sharpshooter, and I wrote twice because he went for it for a second time, and then I had to mark that out and write thrice.
I thought that was a funny sequence of events.
Yes. Orlando distracted Benoit. And honestly, despite all the jokes we're making about the guy, and not saying he's a good person by any means, um, or was a good person, um, he was a good wrestler. He was a darn good wrestler.
That's what I hate about it is I really love his wrestling style,
Yes.
and it's bullshit because of redacted, but his wrestling style was very fucking entertaining to me.
Yes. It's very like kind of gritty.
It's gritty and aggressive, like his nickname, the Rabid Wolverine. That's exactly how he fucking wrestled.
Yeah. We don't talk about other reasons why that kind of fits him. Sorry, it's such a low-hanging fruit, dude.
It's very juicy too.
I'm just getting fucking canceled. Pulled off YouTube
He's the one that did the bad stuff. We didn't. Why should we be canceled?
because we shouldn't joke about death.
He shouldn't have killed him.
Anyways, Benoit tried to go for a suplex at one point, and JBL physically tried to time out.
Yeah, I
Did,
saw.
I noticed it, it was like I need to write that down because that made me audibly laugh.
Not only was it during a suplex, uh, Benoit hit him with a fucking three amigos as he was doing it, so he got slammed not just once but three fucking times.
That was really funny, and I noticed during the match that more WWE guys came out. I know there was Matt Morgan and Carlito, and then I wrote down, "Oh my God, it's Perv Angle."
Nah, oh my god.
I don't know if this is better or worse than Perk Angle.
You know, I think it's up for debate. They're neck and neck.
Yeah, it's like on one hand he couldn't help the storyline that was written, but on the other
But
hand,
on the other hand, he didn't look like he was trying not to, squeeze.
anyways, yeah, who won this match? I didn't write that down.
JBL versus Chris Benoit.
Yeah,
Let me see.
because I didn't write that down. 'Cause, my next note is there's a brawl between WWE and ECW.
You know, okay, okay. We had a. I told you wrong earlier. It was this match. This match, there was no winner. They
There
were
was no winner for this
wrestling,
match.
and then Perv Angle came out, and then he starts attacking people, and then the whole massive brawl between the ECW guys and WWE guys break out, and that's when the ref hauled ass out of the ring. It just turned
Okay.
into one big fucking mosh pit.
Damn, I thought he ran out during the Akio London match too. Damn, that's a weird way to end the show though, or a
Well, he
weird
did
thing
run
to do
out
during the
during
show.
both, but it was kind of the way he ran out was different, I guess. And, it's a subtle difference.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought like Benoit won, and then that led to the brawl. I don't know. It's a weird way to have happen in the show. You have two no contests. I don't know.
And it's a very short show too.
Yeah, I mean it's 2 hours,
It was
including
it was less
commercials.
than an hour and a half.
Yeah, well that's including commercials.
Yeah, yeah, it's fair.
Um, yeah. So during that brawl, Taz came out to play, and ECW came on top. Um, yeah. How did you feel about the show overall?
Well, before I answer that, I want to touch on the brawl. I thought the entire brawl was really fucking good. It was very
Yeah,
fucking frantic, but everybody's spots, like Rhino hit the gore, Sandman with the fucking kendo stick, Taz came out and put a guy in a fucking, submission. I thought all of that was really beautifully executed. And I thought that, even though it was a weird way to end the show having the no contest, I think having the ECW brawl go as smooth as it did really got you fucking pumped up for the pay per view
yeah,
because that's all the show was trying to do was hype that up.
yeah. That was like a very regular thing throughout the show. They're trying to hype up the ECW One Night Stand, trying to build up that storyline. Um, Taz kind of looked oh, like a bad science experiment when he came back out.
He did look Frankenstein-y.
Like he had that shit wrapped around his head, and like I think part of it was wrapped over his eye.
Yeah, and then there was some blood on it with the eye, like where his eye is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was nasty.
yeah.
But to
Overall for
answer
me,
your question,
you go.
oh, there's a delay. My bad if we talk over each other.
You're good.
For to answer your question of how I felt about the show overall, it was weird being, such short matches, two no contest, and then being really fast paced. But for being a SmackDown and serving the role it has, I thought it was done pretty well. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
About six
Probably
out of ten for me.
objectively it's a 6, but I gave it a 7. I enjoyed it.
That's fair. So last time I asked you for um Shine, how much would you pay for this show? We can't really do that here because it's a TV show. You don't pay for individual TV shows. You pay for cable. So I have to ask you a question. Would you willingly sit down and watch this on your TV every like not the specific show every week, but like would you tune in next week?
Yeah, to give more context, okay, yes, I think this show did a good enough job of hyping me up that I was like, you know what, that was fun. I want to see more. But
Yeah,
comparing it to Shine, which we discussed last time, I actually that episode of Shine, even though versus this episode of SmackDown, I think Shine was better. I think
I can
quality for quality, the Shine was better,
yeah, I can agree.
which is really impressive for an all-female indie show.
Yeah. Now that them being all female affects it
No,
big time.
but I think it helps it because
Yeah,
it's a new concept that when the SmackDown was taking place couldn't have existed.
true.
Like we touched on with the Shine episode, they did a great job of you didn't even notice they were female. It was just wrestlers. That's how you looked at it. So it should be.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. Honestly, I would probably have watched this on or watched whatever the next episode was on TV. I'll look up what happened later, but I don't. Yeah, it would have intrigued me for the next episode, or at least ECW One Night Stand. All right. Anything else we need to talk about?
I do want to ask, how did you feel about the pacing of the show? How very frantic and fast it was? Because it's a lot different from how things are now. I mean, I haven't watched the SmackDown in years, but just comparing to the PLEs that are on now, it was a lot more like quick and to the point. There wasn't a lot of
Yeah,
filler. It felt like.
yeah. It was very smooth for me. There wasn't a lot of like mega stars on the show, like
Hmm.
like you kind of do have now for promo, like mostly in promos. Like there was Eddie and there was Benoit and there was JBL and Angle and Booker, but like that was mostly it, surprisingly. But like it was very smoothly paced, in my opinion. Like we went from the match to the promo, then to recap of Raw, and then to the promo or to the match. It was very smooth for me. I enjoyed it.
I agree. I agree. I think the only thing that I thought was weird, a weird choice, was opening the show with Carlito versus Charlie Haas. That was kind of like it doesn't really set it off with a boom, you know?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Because typically, from my experience, being a TEW YouTuber, you typically want your opener to be like not on par with the main event, but pretty damn close.
Yeah, you want it the hook. You want it to be a hook. You want to bring the audience in more. You want the viewer to stick around.
Yeah, yeah, you want that match to be hype, and then your second match ends up being something that people wouldn't generally care about because it's or would care about the least on the show because it's like you have this big high, you kind of got to bring them down a little,
Yeah, yeah.
which I mean they kind of did with that second match, but they didn't really bring up the high, you know? All right. Do you want to introduce what we're doing for next episode? Because we already decided because of what's happening tonight on the 12th of November.
You are going to be responsible for that because I forgot the name of the pay-per-view.
It's not a pay-per-view.
Oh, it's not. Well, there you go. I'm
Yes, it
showcasing my
is.
intellect right there.
Okay. So today, November 12th, 2025, AEW is hosting their annual Blood and Guts match. I think it's the first time they've done it in November. I think they're trying to compete with WWE, but I digress. So, um, with this year having two Blood and Guts matches, I think it would be interesting for this next episode where me and him watch all of them and then we rank them. Kind of keep it more recent. And then that episode we can do the dates format again because I don't want it to be the same because this this podcast for me is kind of like my all-star game where I want to I want it to be like something special for the audience and like me talking about my opinions on things, but I don't want to do the same format every episode. Like I'm gonna switch off like every now and then and be like, hey, I want to do this. This is my request. And me and him had already talked about it. So they did a Blood and Guts in 2020. It was did they? Wait. No. They did one in 2021. Yeah, let me look it up. I'm gonna get this shit wrong. I think it started in 2021. I think they
Mm.
wanted to
Gotta
do it
do
in
your
2020.
research.
Yeah, I gotta do
What
my
the hell,
research.
man?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm such a bad
Unprepared
host.
for a podcast.
I know. I know. I'm a bad podcaster. I'm new to this. Yeah, this was their fifth annual. This will be their fifth annual show with their fifth and sixth Blood and Guts matches. They were gonna do the first one in 2020, but they could not due to the pandemic. And having to move to Daly's place. But they did one in Daly's place the next year anyways, so that statement doesn't matter. Um, So 2021, their Blood and Guts match was the Pinnacle, MJF's Pinnacle, with MJF, Wardlow, John Spears, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood against Chris Jericho's Inner Circle with Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, formerly known as Jack Swagger, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz. Santana being the TNA World Heavyweight Champion right now. Sorry, I didn't bring me anything to drink today. Um, So 2022, do you want me to keep naming these or do you want me to just like we go over this next episode?
I think you are really passionate about AEW Blood and Guts, and I don't know what the hell it is, and I'm hyped to watch it.
I I I, I don't I want to do it, but I don't want to go overboard. Like I'll do it. I just usually give me a minute to catch my breath.
We're working hard for that sponsorship. I'm just playing.
AEW, please. Anyways, um, so 2022 they had one in June. The first 2021 was in May. This one is in June of 2022 with the Blackpool Combat Club in John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, formerly known as Cesaro and Wheeler Yuta, teaming with Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz against the Jericho Appreciation Society, which is just the Jericho's inner circle again. With Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia, Matt Minyard, and Angelo Parker. 2023, there was the Golden Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club. Golden Elite consisting of Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Hangman Adam Page, and Kota Ibushi against the Blackpool Combat Club with John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli again, Wheeler Yuta, Konosuke Takeshita, and Pac. And then
All those long ass names, and then just
the bastard Pac. Pac's badass. I love him. Um,
oh, me too.
yeah, we have Team AEW versus the Elite, which name wise, if you that feels like the same thing, but I don't know. Um,
I
the
was
the
thinking the same thing.
which in the sense
It's
of
like
the
Daniel versus
storyline,
Brian.
in the sense of the match, it makes sense because it's like AEW versus the Elite, and the Elite like beat the fuck out of Tony Khan. Um, leading up to this match. Anyways, we have Swerve Strickland, Mark Briscoe, Darby Allin, Max Caster, and Anthony Bowens against the Elite in Matthew Jackson, Nick Jackson, Kazuchika Okada, love you, Jack Perry, and Hangman Adam Page. And our two matches for this show will be Jamie Hayter, Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron, Timeless Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa, Chris Statlander against the Triangle of Madness in Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Thekla teaming with Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, and Mercedes Monet. And then the other match will be Darby Allin and Roderick Strong, and the Jesus fucking Christ, Jay, why's your stutter coming back?
The conglomerate.
Fuck off. Darby Allin and Roderick Strong and the conglomeration in Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Death Riders in John Moxley, Jesus Christ, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, and Pac. There,
You
Jesus
do not
Christ.
do well with those C names.
I really don't. I don't know what's up with these C names today.
Fuck the letter C. Bitch ass letter.
You're not wrong. Anyways, so that is what we will be doing next episode. We will be ranking all of these matches. Um, we might record this in like 2 weeks, just so we can have a break and have time to digest all of these matches because they're at least 30 to an hour long, 30 minutes to an hour long. So this is still gonna take place in 2 weeks' time from when we upload this, but it's going to give everybody time to digest it. It's going to give us time to digest it, and we're going to have everything just set up perfectly, wrapped up in a bow. So yeah, that'll be the next episode. Um, yeah, I'm gonna let him wrap his part up, and then I'll wrap my part up. Here you go. Mike's yours.
One thing I want to say for the audience to provide some context for the upcoming episode, which is going to be even better than this one, just so you know.
Yes.
He is a very big AEW fan, and I have never watched a single show by AEW. I don't even know what the A in AEW stands for, to be honest.
All.
Like, to be all, I love all. It's my favorite show. But I pretty much only know like the really super popular AEW wrestlers, and then the ones that came from WWE. Like everybody else is a complete stranger to me, so this is going to be very new. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah. So this will be new people for him. This will be like me revisiting these matches, kind of. Excuse me. So yeah. So I'm excited for the episode. I might start. I might watch the Blood and Guts tonight. Um, or turn it back because it's almost 10 o'clock for us. But yeah. So we hope you enjoyed. Um, we will see y'all in 2 weeks' time. Um, and yeah, pretty much it. Bye, guys.
Hell yeah. See ya.